What is up, guys? Dashing here, bringing you episode 560 of Community First Mode, and we are live from Newark, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium, what played as a host to Ascendance 2, Exodus 4, and an absolutely stacked card from top to bottom for the second Genesis pay-per-view of the season, and the last stop on pay-per-view until the Validation weekend, which will of course have NGW Fast Track and Validation itself. That is 4 weeks from tonight, but we are opening things up with some tag team action, guys, and a lot is on the line. The Bloody Brit and Braxton Sutter taking on Tim LaFave and Paul Devine. The winning team will be entered into the cross-brand elimination chamber at Validation that was announced earlier this week, pitting 2 superstars from Fusion against 2 superstars from NGW against 2 superstars from Genesis. The winner not only gets their respective brand a point in the overall battle of the brands, but also gets themselves a world title match on their show. Chris Andrews and Braxton Sutter forming an unholy alliance a couple of weeks ago to attack the defenseless Tim LaFave, but that was not going to go over so easy for Paul Devine, who came to the rescue even after suffering a grueling loss at the hands of Braxton Sutter. But they revenge just a couple of days ago when Tim LaFave defeated Braxton Sutter one-on-one. Can they utilize that momentum they picked up in order to get the victory here? A bit of an X-Gen reunion, though Tim LaFave has always been on the outskirts. Kind of felt like he was left out when it came to X-Gen. You know, a couple of seasons ago, there was this big reunion with Paul Devine, Quantum, and Hayden, and Tim wasn't invited. A little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say dissension. I think that's too big of a word for it, but I think LaFave is going to take any help that he can get, especially after being betrayed at the top of this season by Chris Andrews, who was his longtime friend. And look at this, Chris Andrews coming out here ready for a battle. Yeah, tension. I think that's the word. Some tension brewing under the surface. But the Bloody Brit, guys, knows all. Competed in 2 in his career, and he won both of them. Both Tim LaFave and Paul Devine have been in chambers before. Tim won an elimination chamber to become the first ever Alpha World Champion, whereas Devine's venture into the Devil's Domain didn't go so well for him. Braxton Sutter, it would be his first journey into the depths, the steel structure, and I said on Genesis, I would envy any men trapped in there with him. What up, GOAT? Chris Andrews turned his back on not just the entire CMV universe, striking out for his own personal glory. And he selected okay, Braxton Sutter just walking through the stage set here. I mean, even the stage set, guys, is scared of Braxton Sutter, bending at his very whim. Sutter defies the laws. That's how scary this man is. The cleaner of the regime, who may be the only remaining loyal member to Pat LaFave, who in tonight's main event must step inside of the Hell in a Cell to defend his outfit. If he does not, he will be fired, stripped of the championship. He defends against Reese Ortiz and Tops Newsom. Braxton Sutter suffered his first ever singles loss to Tim LaFave a couple of nights ago on Genesis, and especially after the tear he's been on this past month, wins over Josh Wolf and Paul Devine, you know that had to sting. Sutter is out for some revenge, if you will, here in this. Either one of these teams would be a hell of a representative for Genesis inside of the cross-brand Elimination Chamber, guys, but that Elimination Chamber is not the only Battle of the Brand match we're going to have at Validation, because just a couple of days ago, it was announced. Oh, Tim LaFave pulling to Braxton Sutter now. I have a feeling that's going to be happening all night, never forget. But have they made official, guys, for Validation? What? We'll see all three tag team champions in CMV. That's the Fusion Tag Team Champions, the NGW Tag Team Champions, and the Genesis World Tag Team Champions competing in a triple threat Tornado Tag Team elimination match. On top of that, guys, we're going to have the traditional Fusion versus Genesis 8-man tag team elimination match, and this is the one that I am super excited for. It'll be Champ of Champs, the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion against the NGW Champion against whoever is the Alpha World Champion after tonight, guys. Champion of Champions match, and that's all at Validation in just 4 weeks' time, as Tim LaFave, a man scorned, vengeful in his ways this season. You see Luger's name scratched off. He already got revenge on Slayton Borty to get there. It's Bloody Britt and Sutter who are in the crosshairs. Interestingly enough, later on tonight, we're going to see Bob Luger and Xander Slate go one-on-one for the first time ever. I'm sure Tim is going to appreciate those two tearing into each other. And there he is. The man who puts the Rising and Rising Sun, Japan's biggest export, the five-time world champion, the Asian sensation with a bit of a throwback to his Sushi X days with this attire, guys, Paul Devine. A man who has kept on climbing to the top of the mountain this season, only to be knocked down at the end of last. He became the #1 contender for the Undisputed Championship, winning the Elimination Chamber match. But Pat LaFave again and again kept getting in his way, stealing those chances away from him. Now that Castle Fave is back in power and Dave Turner is keeping things in check, Devine has got the opportunity in front of him. Can he capitalize? Bloody Britt, Braxton Sutter, Tim LaFave, Devine. Andrews and LaFave, guys, been embroiled in a rivalry for a couple of months now. Back at Death Wish, we had Tim LaFave knocking off Chris Andrews, hitting him with a Coney Island Cyclone onto a chair, but Britt got that win back a couple of weeks ago in a Falls Count Anywhere match on Genesis. Ooh, dozing over Britt with that shoulder block. Back body drop, though. Andrews not going to let him take control early on for very long. Kick to the back seems to just piss off Timmy Boy. Face first off the top turnbuckle. Tries for an early tag, but Chris Andrews denies it. Elbow to the side of the head, into the front headlock again. Gonna throw him face first off that top turnbuckle. Again gonna try for the tag, and this time he's gonna get it. Drop toe hold, elbow drop combination. Paul Devine, a 5-time tag team champion, tied with his brother Quantum for the most tag team title reigns of all time. An expert in the craft, but him and Tim LaFave have never really teamed up together alone all that much. Clothesline bulldog combo by Devine out of the corner. And look at that, just pressing having a little bit of fun, being cheeky, if you will. There's nobody cheekier than Devine, I'll tell you that much. And look at Paul go to work. All three of these guys, besides Braxton Sutter, are bona fide Hall of Famers. They'll be inducted one day, that's for sure. But all three of them still have championship aspirations. However, only two of them can get a spot inside of that Elimination Chamber match. And look at Andrews tying Divine up in a sharpshooter. Keep in mind the new rules here in CMV. There are no automatic rope breaks. The only way to get a rope break is to have a hand or foot physically on one of the ropes, as well as the count out going from 10. I thought Divine would take the wrench suplex instead. Andrews wants to crawl his way over to Braxton for a hot tag. Divine stops him, catch crate. And again, right back to playing those mind games. Divine's getting a bit cocky here, or should I say Sushi X, really. Andrews miffed, and when Andrews gets miffed, wait a minute, Britt, whoa! Osaka revenge! Little bit of a twist there. 1, 2. I thought that might be it. Chris Andrews now flipping a double bird. These two men have a long storied past. They were tag team champions together at one point. Now look at Paul, gonna fire back just as hard. Gonna introduce some divine intervention into the life of Chris Andrews. Pin, will it be enough? Braxton Sutter gonna make the save and keep the match going. LaFave with a sleeper slam though. Watch out for referee count. Man, who headlined Ascendance 5, fighting for the Bishop this 4, where the winning for Genesis inside the Cross brand Elimination Chamber validation and a shot at the Alpha World title. Divine back to his feet after the knee to the lower back. Chris Andrews with the fireman's carry, overhand punch. If I were either one of these men, I would be wanting to make a tag right now. Shoulder thrust to the midsection, belly to belly suplex. I mean, I don't know what I literally can't lower the bit rate anymore, guys. You won't be able to see it. So I don't. Jeez, gonna have to call my provider or something. Vintage. Just give it a minute. Maybe it'll pass and allow us to actually get through a show for once. Just seems to be that time of year again where no matter what I do, it keeps lagging, which is very weird. Time for the old dashing room switcher out. All right, let's see if it's still freaking out. Let me know. As Britt just deadlifts Divine off the canvas. Shades of the British Bulldog with that running power slam, and there's a tag to Braxton Sutter. The cleaner gonna come in and try to finish the job that he started on Divine a few weeks ago. Look at Divine with a lion tamer. The knee to the back of the head, wrenching on that lower spine. Sutter closes back in for the kill. Complete shot though. And Sutter just gets rocked, rolling out onto the apron, using the ropes to pull himself up to a vertical base. As he's just hanging on for dear life, Divine zones in on him, but gets a punch to the face for his troubles. Kick to the midsection, maybe playing possum. Whoa, what? What was that? Divine went for a sliding strike. Braxton stopped him, but then Divine got the better of him anyhow. Back first into the turnbuckles. Ooh, German suplex. Sutter's knocked on either. The elevated flatliner into the pin. Will that do it? Will it be enough? But Timmy Boy, before even the count of one, saves the day. Referee Tyson knocked out of the confusion. Britt and Braxton standing tall momentarily. The ref back up to his feet, but Sutter's got Divine right where he wants him, just dropping him. And as Tim is down on the outside, Sutter with his finger on the trigger, the brain buster down out of the knee. 1, 2, no, but it's still not enough to keep Divine down. Oh. Hang on, nobody's talking to me here, so I just want to pause and make sure it's not still lagging bad. Mark, how's it looking? Is it all right? Yeah, that very maneuver was enough to put down Divine a few weeks ago, but and Sutter just having some trouble getting up the steps there. As he re-enters the ring, LaFave is still down. Tag. Brings the former Alpha World Champion, the longest reigning Alpha World Champion of all time, back in the mix. Another one of those deadlift running power slams. Pin to follow through. Everybody saw that lag and dip. They said, not about this life. Clothesline, chops down Divine's arch rival. Oh, but maybe we're going to get a bit of X-Gen tandem offense. I thought maybe no, but Britt gets busted open, living up to his moniker of the Bloody Brit. And we know what Divine's going for here. 24th punch, rejected, revenge! Wow, just like that. 1, 2, oh, but on his 8th, pretty swiftly finds himself ringside, trying to recuperate yet again. As from the mountain position, Britt just pouring down some pain. Big old roar. Divine's got to do something to turn things around. He can't make the tag to 10. He's on his own. Flipped overhead. Oh no, what? It's carry Britt. Hung up to dry on that top rope. Looking like he's on spaghetti legs right now, but whatever Divine had him missed. Tries to slap Sutter. Paul Divine says, no way, Jose. Into the front headlock, punch to the back of the head. A little bit of a cheeky walk through the park. Divine says, I like long walks on the beach, though. 3 elbows precisely to the gut. Tim has made his way back up onto the apron. Oh, but still Divine can't make the tag. Shoulder thrust miss. Spinning reverse STO. Can hardly stand the man who puts the rising and rising sun a second time. Wait, no, what is this? I thought he was going for divine intervention. What the hell? Oh, but his back gave out. I think he was trying to carry Britt all the way over for a buckle bomb, but his lower back gave out, guys. And now Britt takes control with a deadly knee. Out of instinct, he tries to crawl to the corner. Catchphrase he has left. Shot out of the cannon. And now he uses the opening. Here comes Tim, nice and fresh. Can Cass's baby boy bring it home? Long Island Slam. And look at Tim go. He is just hammering away. And the end is nigh. The Island Cyclone. That'll do it unless Sutter makes the save, which he does. There's just so much at stake. But Tim's not having it. Crack to the jaw. See you bye, Sutter. Have a nice trip, big guy. Short arm clothesline. At this point, all four superstars are drained, running on fumes. But if you ask me, that just might be when they're at their best. They're motorists. Oh, Tim taking a page out of Britt's playbook with the trio of power bombs. All things three, baby. Right back up to his feet, only to get taken right back down with that clothesline. And now Andrews is starting to bleed badly from that cut across his forehead, donning the proverbial crimson mask. And Tim, with a display of incredible power, a trio of deadlift, gut-wrench suplexes to write home to mama about. And just like that, Tim says thanks for the ride. European uppercut, big old jab, duck stone, kick to the midsection. These two men know each other so well. Irish whip to the corner, ends the lariat, elbow to the side of the head, scoop slam. But Britt begins to move. He knows where he is, that veteran instinct. Hot tag to Braxton. The cleaner's coming in hot. Misses the clothesline. Kick to the gut. Irish whip into the corner. Tim goes for a high knee and misses. Knee to the turnbuckle. Tim might be injured. Clothesline takedown. Gets right back up. Against the rope, Sutter gets clipped. Old school Timmy boy with the sprint at a dog's age. And I think Tim wants to make a tag, guys, but Divine doesn't look like he's all there right now. Barely hanging onto the ropes. About to fall off the apron. And Sutter with another elevated flatliner. And doesn't even try to go for the pin. Wants to make sure the job is done. Tries for the brain buster. Boston Crab. Half Boston Crab on Sutter. Will the cleaner tap out? No! Tim reaches over for the bottom rope just as Chris Andrews is getting back up to his feet. And Tim LaFave is not where he wants to be. The top rope. And here we go, Sutter, when he gets desperate, likes to bend the rules in his favor, just choking out Tim. Has to the count of 5, and here comes the bloodied Britt to maybe finish things off and bring it home. That's what he's looking for. A little bit of revenge. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, no, are you kidding? Oh, Braxton Sutter cuts off Divine, knocks him to the outside, even though that revenge wasn't enough. Andrews still has the time. Deadlift gut-wrench suplex of his own. Look at that face. Deadlift running power slam. British Bulldog smiling down on Andrews as he looks to head into his third Elimination Chamber match. Tilt the world power slam. That's got to be it. 1, 2, no. Tim brings Britt up onto his shoulder. Andrews is afraid of heights, though. Well-placed punches to the back of the head. Tim is stunned. Irish whip into the corner. Tag. Big man at one of these two thinking, whoa! What is this? Springboard clothesline German suplex combo. And Sutter, we've seen him use this before. Sutter with the half camel clutch. The half camel clutch on Tim LaFave. Nowhere to go, but Tim escapes. able to survive, but for how long is the question. What a match to kick off Exodus 4. Sutter has had enough. Picks Tim up. Irish whip into the corner. But Divine says something about his beard. Braxton Sutter not happy about it, but also not falling for Divine's trick. And just hammering away, reducing Tim LaFave to a puddle. In the corner, Tim, MTA by Tim. He's got it locked in. Will Sutter tap? Will Tim LaFave and Paul Divine get the win? No, Braxton Sutter truly is a freak of her. Tim taking out Britt and Braxton with this vertical suplex from the apron. What is it going to take for one of these guys to take the fall? And perhaps this will be it. A couple of nights ago on Genesis, the Coney Island Cyclone was Braxton's downfall. He's not going to let it be again. Reverse it. Luthez press. Hammering away with the right hands. And now blocking the path to Divine. The cleaner. With the brain buster onto the brace. 1, 2. That kid kicked out. Are you kidding me? I can't. This match is too much. Reverse DDT. Divine currently dispatched of. Tim is on his own. A clothesline from the deepest depths of hell. And squeezing with that death grip. Braxton having his way with Tim, but in a second, it's gone away. Kick to the midsection. That thrust to the throat. Braxton drops down to one knee, and that's the opening Timmy Boy needs. Vertical suplex to the near 300-pound Braxton Sutter. Divine is still down, and if I'm being honest with you, Chris Andrews does not look that much better. But Braxton, he's got his eyes on the prize. And for the third time in this match, brainbuster onto the brace. Does he have it? 1, 2, 3. No words. And Sutter doesn't have any either. He just looks at Divine and says, you stay right there, because I'm done with this. A 4th brainbuster onto the knee. Get out. 1, 2. 4 too many. Braxton Sutter and Chris Andrews. Stand tall. What a match. And so it will be Chris Andrews and Braxton Sutter that represent Genesis inside of the Cross-Brand Elimination Chamber in 4 weeks at Validation for a shot at the Alpha World title. Woo! First match, and I don't know if I've got anything left. Hell of a way to open a show. And we have still got so much more to get to, guys, including this matchup next right here. Another lot going to be decided once and for all. The Openweight Championship, a new title coming to CMV, announced some weeks ago that'll be competed for across both Fusion and Genesis brands. The inaugural champion to be crowned at the Battle of the Brands. A Fusion superstar against the Genesis superstar, and that Genesis superstar, we're going to find out who that will be right here in this one when Reese Matthews takes on his tag team partner and friend Sam Valentine and Anthony Brown. The Fusion superstar still to be decided. We know that it's going to be Sham challenging the winner of tomorrow night's 6th challenge for that. Anthony Brown defeating Rob Cross to make it to this match, while Reese Matthews and Sam Valentine bested Vintage just a couple of nights ago to earn entry. Though, guys, we've got up next after this a fatal 5-way ladder match to crown a new heavyweight champion. Matt Devious versus Bright Angel for the International Championship. Bob Luger versus Xander Slate. George King versus Joshua if anything goes. And, of course, that Hell in a Cell main event. Pat LaFave either shows up to defend his title, is fired, or stripped when he's in there against Reese Ortiz and Tops Newsom. Reese Matthews, the former, yeah, that's going to be happening for every match, I'm going to assume now. The former undisputed champion, he'll have you know. A CMV veteran. Reese has kind of been losing his way, both, I'd say, in the card and maybe his own mind as well. We know what happened towards the end of last season. Put in a mental institution, but then Sam Valentine actually rescued him under the guise of taking Reese Matthews' earned tag team title opportunity for placing in the top 4 of the 4th annual Cyborg Invitational. Oh, it's a holograph. That's it. That's the explanation. That's why everybody's walking through it. That's why Braxton Sutter, Tim, and Paul all got caught. And his good friend, the Dream, former light heavyweight champion. I'm sure after tonight going to be bouncing around the hottest nightclubs in Newark, New Jersey. But first, we have to see if it'll be him representing Genesis at the Battle of the Brands. He has in past years. He was a part of the tug of war a couple of years ago. What a beautiful man. Just look at that physique. Sam Valentine taken in the sights of MetLife Stadium. That water bottle from? You just take that from some fan in the front row? That's actually pretty gross. That's dangerous. I guess Sam Valentine isn't the kind of guy to be too afraid of catching things, knowing how hard he parties. Certainly using up our pyro budget. It'll be interesting to see how Reese Matthews and Sam Valentine interact in this match. Will they work together to try to take out Anthony Brown and then go at each other? Or will they be right out of the gate fighting for themselves? Topher, it's not gay if it's in a 3-way. That's the rule you always have to remember. How hard he pounds and how hard he parties. But as his song suggests, Anthony Brown is here tonight to collect an open weight championship match. The former unmatched European or rather I think he was television champion and tag team champion, coming to Genesis with his cousin Curtis Heist, but on his own here tonight. Oh, look at that footwork. Woo! Britt and Braxton pulling out all the stops to win our opener there. But here we go. Who else is going to join Chris Andrews and Braxton Sutter and representing Genesis at Validation as well, that's got to get clipped right there. Anthony Brown just kicking Reese Matthews in the ass right out of the gate. 10 out of 10. Then reversing Sam Valentine's. Oh, Reese Matthews taken out. It's being made very clear there's going to be no teams. Every man for himself in this triple threat. Oh, and a knee to the side of the head. Valentine might be incapacitated already. This match is on fast forward. Codebreaker. Reese Matthews takes it with a pinch of salt, though. Dragon Scooter. And another one. Valentine regaining his composure. Looks like he's talking some trash to Reese. Coming up from behind, high angle. Back suplex. Brown's not going to let him celebrate too long. Reese already sent to the outside as Brown runs, claps his hands. Valentine thinks it's that easy. Bing, bang, boom. Not even a 1 count, and he's not too happy about it. Stomp, stomp, stomp again. As now he puts his knee right to the back of Brown's head. Reese Matthews comes in for a drop kick, misses both men. Now a sliding throat thrust. Brown going, not too sure. Matthews cuts him off. Elbow attempt, clothesline instead, and Brown in the corner like it ain't no thing with a chicken wing. But perhaps it isn't. Super kick right to the base of the skull. Tries for one on Reese, but misses. Tries for it again, kind of connects. Valentine gonna take a second to catch his breath. Jawbreaker rear end by the former undisputed champion. Ooh, and now gouging at the eyes, guys. Triple threat, there are no 12, no countouts. Pinfall submission in the ring. We'll head on to Validation. Monkey flip. Here comes Sam Valentine into the ring. Coming up from behind on Brown. Full Nelson slam. Anthony Brown to think he's the youngest, but also the most decorated of these 3 superstars. In terms of the titles he's held, show currently put on pause, though, as Valentine intervenes for a bit of a snake eyes. Going for his military press, perhaps. Reese knows the man too well. Go behind for a tiger suplex. It looks like Valentine might have seriously hurt his neck. Matthews has eyes on Brown, who comes back into the ring. Ooh! Face first off the knee. Immediate pin break up from Sammy. Straight jacket German for you. Well, that's the new rule that the ref has to abide by. There are no more automatic rope breaks. In terms of if you have a hand or foot under the rope, that doesn't count. A hand or foot actually has to be physically touching the rope in order for it to count as a rope break. That's the rules that, well, for instance, old referee Tyson has to adhere by here. Although he doesn't have to mind it in this match because there are no rope breaks. And Reese finally gets that sliding shoulder thrust of his and a spear. 2-for-1 special. You missed the first match, J-Rod. Still got a lot more. Hook to the jaw. Reese and Sam kicking the snot out of each other right now. Tried for an Enzu lariat. Yep, sliding throat thrust attempted one too many times. Sam was ready for it. Overhand punch. Valentine tries to reel it in. Kick to the midsection, though. Brown runs at him. Sam's waiting with a punch to the pec. And a TKO. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry, I thought my washer was about to explode or something. Enzu lariat to the back of the head. Valentine takes a quick breather. You always have to pace yourself in matches like this. Irish whip. Brown's down on the outside. Sam might see this as his opportunity to take it home. Is he going to go for it? Stop in a mud hole, and Reese Matthews going to try to walk it dry. Brown breaks up the pin, though, before he can. And now he goes to the pin. Don't think that's going to work out so well for you. Pele kick. The dinner bell has been rung. Went for that spear. Brown turns it into a DDT, strikes a pose just as Reese is to his feet. Brown's right there, ready for him. Double axe handle again, charges into the corner, shoulder thrust, goes back, whoa! Full steam ahead, back elbow, Reese Matthews on them spaghetti legs, Meteora! Reese is getting pummeled, he knows it, your cut. Wait a minute, Reese Matthews, the total package pile driver! Sam tries to break it up, what a dick move that would have been. But he's a bit too slow. Now throwing Reese to the outside. Sam go for the pin on Brown. But no, Valentine looking to permanently take out Reese with a cannonball senton. And the crowd chanting, this is awesome. Yes, it is. Is Sam too late, or can he still make the pin on Brown? Is he even going to try for the pin? No, what is he doing? Where is he going? Sam is a bit confused. I think that Pele kick has done some damage. Now Anthony Brown is able to recollect himself. All three men into the ring. Reese goes for a punch to the back of the head, and Anthony's going to go to the corner again. Super kick. Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese. Uh-oh. Brown gonna go for that face breaker again. Right into the pin. 1, 2. Oh, he almost had it. And now Brown, with Reese currently taken out of the equation, tries for his patented standing cutter. Valentine knew it was coming though. STO, lateral press. Valentine to go to validation, just a 2 count. Pendulum backward maybe. Anthony Brown flips out of it and a kick to the shin, jeez. Now he goes for a pin. Pin City? Reese Matthews just stretching so far. Chicken wing double D gut. Now he tries for a pin on Reese. 1, 2. Brown just has his pick of the field right now. Gonna play the old in and out game. Glorious! Oh, but no! Reese Matthews with a total package pile driver as Valentine was mid-taunt. Valentine just lying there. Meteor to Matthews. If I were Brown, I probably would have tried to pin Sam. Nearly gets the 3 count. Pin Sam Brown. What a dope. Sliding throat thrust. And Reese with a brainbuster maybe? No, Brown drops down behind. Lands on his feet. Agile as a cat. Sent to the outside, Valentine. Snap back to reality. Go suplex, puts it right back down. But Brown can barely stand. Desperation pins, guys. Brown just hoping that anything at this point will be enough to get him the 3 count. And that one-way ticket to validation as he again tries for the cutter. Will he get it this time? No, Valentine reverses again. Spear! 1, 2. Oh, just a 2 count. And Valentine's on the prowl. But wait a minute, Reese Matthews trying to come in and soil the party. Test drive. Oh! Oh my God. Brown, did you see the way his neck, guys? Oh no. Brown very well could have just broken his neck. Reese Matthews went in for the exact right time to break up that test drive. As now he looks to maybe break Sam's neck too. Brown is a trooper. Look at this guy already back on his feet. That's a superstar. That's who wants this more than anything. And I'd say after taking a fall like that, he definitely deserves it. Heavy Irish whip to the outside. Brown can't win the match out there though, and he knows it. Valentine beginning to stir. On top with like a monkey on a cupcake. And there it is, the third time's the charm. Cutter, cutter. To the pin to take it home. 1, 2, 3. No. No. Brown had it right in the palm of his hand. Now runs himself into the turnbuckles and Valentine. Vintage military press-ups. What is Reese doing? This ain't a tag match, Reese. Sam goes for the pin. That's when Matthews decides to strike, breaking up the pin. Forearm smash to the chest. Overhand shot, rocks him. Irish whip to the corner. Is Sam going for what I think he's going for? Maybe, maybe not. Perhaps. Nope. Boot to the side of the head. Uppercut to the midsection. Knife edge shot blocked. Oh, the super kick. 1, 2. Oh. You saw Reese just literally fell into the pin. He's got nothing left. Oh, wow. What a reversal that was. Hurricane Rana drilling him. And Valentine still down for the super kick. Just maybe. It'll still be enough, but it is not. Anthony Brown, Irish whip, gonna have Sam out on the apron. Forearm smash. Oh my God, DDT onto the apron. Not even onto the LED board. That's just hard plastic and glass, guys. Somehow, though, Valentine just shrugs it off. Face first off that same LED board. Brown gets busted open. All three of these guys taking their licks. But Sam maybe has reached the end of the line. Just gonna go for a pin off an Irish whip. 1. Hey, we've seen people beaten off of lesser things, so. Reese Matthews gets out of the way of that stop. Not the cut though. Back into the TKO. John Reed homage with the fall. Onto the apron, and you gotta wonder what Valentine is gonna go for here. Well, we don't have to try and wonder about it. Hangman's neck breaker. It's Brown walking it right into a forearm smash. And Valentine going for the dreaded shoulder claw. Brown, though. Oh! Brown taps! What? Valentine with the dreaded deadly shoulder claw. Forces Anthony Brown to tap. That pressure point manipulation. Sam Valentine is going to validation. I think that's the first time anybody has ever won off the shoulder claw. I mean, at this point in the match, though, all three guys were on their last limb. Sam Valentine to represent Genesis and perhaps become the inaugural openweight champion. Who will his opponent be? We'll have to wait and see. What a match that was. What a finish, too. History making. And now, guys, hit up of the night here at Exodus 4. It is a fatal 5-way ladder match to crown a new CMV light heavyweight champion. If you did not see, Genesis, unfortunately, it was announced that Flatters was injured in that tag team match he had a couple weeks ago, suffering a very nasty concussion. And while reports say they don't have any idea, thus being forced to relinquish the light heavyweight championship, and a new champion must be crowned. These 5 superstars going to put their bodies on the line in order to be called the new light heavyweight champion. Azrael, Kevin Silva, El Tejera, No Fun Martini, and the returning Jaquan Shea. All 5 men, former champions. All 5 men reclaim that former glory they once had. But in order to do so, they're going to have to climb a ladder and unhook the championship as it hangs 10 feet in the air. No pins, no submissions. All or nothing. Still to come, Matt Davey is challenging Brett Angel for the International Championship. Bob Luger versus Xander Slate. George King versus Josh Wolf. Anything goes. And our Hell in a Cell main event for the Alpha World Championship. Pat LaFave must defend his title against Reese Ortiz and Tops Newsom. Excuse me. As I touched on briefly, all 5 of these superstars are former champions in their own right. This first man, I'd say the most decorated of the lot, a CMV veteran. Over 3 years he's been with the company, a 2-time international champion and former Fusion Tag Team champion, has a pretty large amount of experience when it comes to ladder matches as well. He's competed in not only ladder matches against the likes of Tim LaFave, but also has been in his share of Money in the Banks. The Boa has been on the hunt for the light heavyweight championship since coming to Genesis at the end of last season. Even put his movie career on hold to focus on winning the light heavyweight title. Well, here he is. This is his chance to shine. As you see the title there hanging up high. The best one around. Willing to do whatever it takes to become a champion once again. The last time Azrael held gold was when he was tag team champ with Sean Kent. That was nearly 2 years. And here comes a favorite, I have to imagine. From anybody I've talked to, they said Kevin Silva is going to be the one to win this match. The Portuguese god of wrestling has been on a tear. The former World Tag Team title holder says it's his destiny to become champion. Former member of the regime left Pat LaFave high and dry, realizing it was a sinking ship, to strike out on his own. Kevin Silva, who competed in the Money in the Bank ladder match at Ascendant 6, knows what it's like to have that steel smashed off his skin and to take a fall from 10 feet in the air. It's that type of experience that's going to benefit you. Now here comes a man he's kind of becoming chummy with these past few weeks. So again, much like Reese Matthews and Sam Valentine in the last match, I got to wonder if there might be a bit of an alliance, as El Tijera, the former unmatched internet champion, probably going to be boasting the speed advantage and agility factor over his four counterparts. I need to get one of those capes. And now the mood gonna go from up high to down low. No Fun Martini not gonna stand for that kind of ruckus. The Constable, a former international champion, looking to restore order to the light heavyweight division. And last but most certainly not least, off a 4-month hiatus, guys, the returning former two-time Anarchy champion, Jaquan Shea, wasted no time in coming to get him some. Jaquan Shea returned a couple of nights ago on Genesis, and they said that this time around, he is going to carve a path that he will be remembered for. So here we go, a new light heavyweight champion will be crowned in this fatal 5-way ladder match. And that is what it is all about, as it hangs 10 feet high in the air. Look at all these guys just looking at each other, waiting for off of that, they're checking their knee pads. Azrael immediately goes, okay. Well, Jaquan's a little bit rusty, all right, leave him alone. It's been over 4 months. El Tijera battled back by No Fun Martini. These guys have had some issues. Martini knocked off El Tijera one-on-one at the end of last month. Tijera got a bit of payback in some tag team action. He and Kevin Silva defeated Martini and the former light heavyweight champion Flatters. Azrael gets a forearm smash in the hands of Shea, while Kevin Silva decides it's a perfect time to strike a pose, just in case anyone wants to paint him or anything. Forearm smash. Teixeira goes flying right to the ladder. Our first ladder casualty of the night. In the ring, Kevin Silva and Jaquan Shea tearing into each other. Dropkick, double boots right to the chest. Now grab by the back of the head. El Teixeira breaking free of Martini's grasp. Azrael's waiting for him though. Teixeira just battling back everybody. Always ladder matches to wear down your opponents before actually setting up the ladder and trying to climb it. We just saw earlier this week on NGW an instant classic ladder match between Sonny Octave and Rami Young. It's the way a ladder match ought to be fought. Incapacitate your opponent so that they can't knock you off when you're trying to climb. Irish rub onto the apron. Ooh, Martini nearly fell back onto that ladder. El Teixeira gonna bring him back in like the kind humanitarian he is. And some forearm smashes to boot. And a double knee backstabber. Nice backtrap. What? Springboard. Oh, drop kick completely missed. Kevin Silva saving himself from the apron. Jaquan Shea wants to talk that trash to his face. Capture suplex for him. Kevin Martini's number might be up. What is this? Ooh, paying homage to Azrael as he goes for the consequence. Admonishing his own handiwork. Azrael from the apron, guys. Maybe his phenomenal forearm. Ooh, he got some distance on that. Woo. That ain't enough though, apparently. Southern Light suplex to Kevin Silva. Going for his own consequence. Teixeira says, not today. Up to the top rope. Is he going for what I think he's going for? Yep, low down. Can't go for the pin though. Gonna go back to the top rope. One's not enough, man. Now the shooting star press, but one time too many, my old pal. Kevin Silva, Jaquan Shea, and No Fun Martini duking it out around this ring post. Nobody has tried to pick up a ladder yet. That's Kevin Silva. Just could have got his back broken in half. Scoop slammed onto the ring apron. Jaquan Shea coming in hot. Head scissors, whip around and around he goes. Where the hell is Martini going? Just went to yell at that fan in the front row who was chanting for Jaquan Shea. Martini said, I'm trying to fight. You mind? Keep it down. Hello, Z and Dash. Out onto the apron goes Jaquan Shea for Jared. Martini just dominating the ring right now. Front headlock into an air raid siren neck breaker. Azrael jumping in from behind. Here comes Kevin Silva. It's a party, people. Ralph getting his cameo on commentary as Jaquan Shea gets brought back into the ring quite heinously. Belly to belly suplex from the apron. Wind up elbow drop to the back of Azrael's head. Brain buster to Kevin Silva. Martini with the face breakers, the chain of maneuvers. Everybody's down but Martini, guys. The party policeman, the constable. This is his chance to become a champion once again. It's been over a year since he held gold in his hands. Kevin Silva praying to God to give him more strength. Saria in the back for safety. Kevin Silva told her, you don't want to be out there. Wait a minute. Martini DDT out of the apron. And now Teixeira got in. Teixeira climbing the ladder. Do we have a new light heavyweight champion? Here comes his ally, Kevin Silva. Every man for himself. See you bye, Tiger Man. And now it's Kevin Silva who has his hands on the title. Kevin Silva, does he have it? Azrael trying to push him a ladder. He's not strong enough. Silva. Azrael now up the ladder quickly. Punch to the gut. And again, another time. Kevin Silva has to let go. And now 10 feet up in the air. A duel of the fates. Hey. Well, that alliance didn't last long. Azrael just hit the ladder on his way down. Teixeira once again sets it up. Wait a minute. Teixeira! That championship was heavily loosened by Silva, guys. Jaquan and Martini don't know what's going on. They're too busy beating the crap out of each other. Teixeira's got the title. Teixeira! But he has to let go. Silva coming up for him. Jaquan Shea from behind. Gonna send Teixeira crashing down. And now Shaquan to push the ladder over. Is he strong enough? Teixeira's gonna help him. And Kevin hanging on. Silva's hanging on for dear life. He's still got the title. Spear! Oh my God! And Azrael landed right on the ladder. Holy shit! Martini making sure Azrael's even more dead than he already is. Now goes for Silva, battling for control of the ladder. And that is putting caution to the wind. Azrael with the spear. And look at Martini cleaning house. He really wants to kill Silva here. Wait a minute, Silva onto the ladder! Martini got suplexed onto the ladder. And now Silva setting it up right under the title. Azrael is somehow on his feet again. Teixeira and Jaquan Shea have no idea what's happening. Here comes Teixeira now. He sees it. Now they're falling in love. Oh, a little bit of teamwork between Silva and Teixeira to try and... Ooh, Silva gets busted open. Goodbye, Azrael. Here comes Teixeira. Kevin Silva looking like he's about to fall off, and he does a third time. And Martini gonna come back in to get some payback. Oh my God, no! Reverse STO onto the ladder. That was perfect. Oh, Silva's done for the rest of this match. There's no way he's getting back up. And now Teixeira the back of his head off the ladder. Martini double bird. He's killing everybody. The madman. Jaquan Shea, whirly bird, head scissors. Jaquan Shea's got the ladder now. He hasn't even tried to climb it yet in this match. Hasn't had the chance. Jaquan has clear ring. Kevin Silva, the fucking MVP, to be on his feet. The ladder set up. Silva and Jaquan. Who's gonna try to climb it? Martini back in, gets knocked off. Silva runs face first into the ladder. Martini. Azrael and Kevin Silva on the apron taking naps. Jaquan wipes the sweat from his, or I should say Martini wipes the sweat from his eyes. Just a big mess of bodies in the ring. The ladder just sitting there waiting for somebody to be brave enough. Super kick to the chair, he's busted open. And Silva again struts his stuff. Martini has his hands on the title for only a brief moment. He just keeps trying, doesn't care about Teixeira. He better start caring though. Jaquan Shea has been on the apron for a very long time. Kevin Silva and Azrael trying to take each other out permanently. Jaquan Shea climbs the ladder. Shea, hands of the title, hands of the title. Jaquan Shea in his return. 4 months he's been on the shelf. Tejera gonna soil his return party. Crucifix driver. Tejera's down now, and Shea climbs. Jaquan Shea, hands of the title. He's got it. Nobody to stop him. Jaquan is the new light heavyweight champion. What a match! And Jaquan Shea is your new light heavyweight champion. Woo! Too much for me. 3 matches in and I'm already dead. Oh. I had to see that spear again. Onto the ladder. Jaquan Shea. The new light heavyweight champion in his grand return. All right. We have still got 4 huge to come, guys. Up next, Matt Devious challenges Brett Angel for the international title. Bob Luger versus Xander Slate. George King versus Josh Wolf. Anything goes. And that colossal main event inside Hell in a Cell. Pat LaFave shows up or he loses his title defending against Reese Ortiz and Tops Newsom. Yeah, we're going into the 4th match now. So Chris Andrews, Braxton Sutter beat Tim LaFave, and Sam Valentine won the triple threat. And then we just had the fatal 5-way ladder match. Bricks. So he's the bloody Bricks now. This a very personal matchup, I think more so for Brett Angel than Matt Devious. As heading into this, Devious has 2 pinfall wins over the Outcast, most recently just a couple of nights ago in that handicap. It was originally supposed to be a tag team match, but Brett Angel let his emotions get the better of him. Attacked Xander Sluger to pick him apart in the main event. Brett Angel desperate to prove that he deserves to hold that international title after 2 rough years here on Genesis. But Matt Devious calls himself the hero killer for a reason. The antagonist, the villain of every hero story. Says, I've done it twice. And you know what they say, the 3rd time is the charm. The former Money in the Bank winner and light heavyweight champion on the hunt for the international title tonight. And the odds are in his favor. If you're a bet man, if you're Shea Hoxton, I have to imagine he put that big bet on Devious. But big match Brett has been backed into a corner. And that's where he's most dangerous. Talked about it a little bit on Genesis, how great of a season for both of these superstars. They're seeing them, they're competing at the top level. 5-star matches they're putting on. The top talent that they have defeated. Devious beating Paul Devine back at Death Wish. Brett Angel, the classics he put on with Azrael, Matsuda Tanaka winning the championship at Death Wish in that triple threat, besting Tanaka and Slate. Brett Angel dons that African war paint as a way to give him strength, and I think it's more important here in this match tonight than ever before. Brett Angel is a multi-time unmatched world champion and a plethora of other accolades, but that international title he holds up into the air right now means more to him than maybe any championship he's held before, because it proves that he still has what it takes. Two long years of failure after failure. And now Brett Angel is at his peak once more. And it's going to take a hell of a lot for Matt Devious to knock him off. So here we go. The prestigious International Championship is what these two men are fighting for. Matt Devious, who prides himself on tearing apart the people's heroes, the people who stand and cheer for the likes of Brett Angel, but not him. He's not just out here to win the international title tonight, he's out here to snap Brett Angel in half. Brett Angel standing tall as ever, prideful, even in the face of adversity, even when everyone around him is saying, you don't stand a chance. Twice Matt Devious has pinned you. Brett Angel says, but there won't be a third time. Angel longing looks at the title before handing it off to referee Tyson, who shows it to Matt Devious. Devious hasn't held championship gold in over a year. Let's get it on. Brett Angel, not the kind of guy who would prefer to retain his title via a count out or disqualification, but he does have that champion's advantage. The only way for Devious to capture the gold is by pinfall submission. Clean break, very surprising. Would not expect that, but I would expect something like that. Complete shot out of the corner. Brett Angel did not see that coming, and to take a heavy blow like that right out of the gate, that could tell the tale of what we're going to see going forward. Drop toe hold, hangs Brett Angel up to dry on that second rope. Military press, though, into a power slam. That would make Chris Andrews smile. Here at Exodus 4, live from MetLife Stadium. But it's in 4 weeks' time that we're going to travel, guys, to India for the first time ever for validation for and the biggest battle of the brand ever. Fusion, NGW, and Genesis. We already know that huge, colossal, cross-branded elimination chamber. The first two opponents, the representative of Genesis, we now know, will be Chris Andrews and Braxton Sutter. Oh, Matt Devious Thrown off the shoulders of Brett Angel with ease, plummeting down to the mat. Ooh, shuck it, duck it, quack, quack, pop, lock, and drop for that leg drop. Devious quickly and decisively. Fireman's carry, side slam. Double axe handle, yeah, firmly in the grasp of the international champion now. Many enemies. Recognize a friend when one is staring him right in the face, like Xander Slate earlier this week on Genesis, who came out and helped Brett Angel from a brutal 2-on-1 attack at the hands of Devious and Luger. Slate didn't have to do that. Even the history that Slate and Angel share, Slate still came out to make sure that Brett didn't get injured. Maybe didn't have his career ended. And Brett thanked him by throwing him face first into a golden statue. And that's why Brett, when he looks around, all he sees is the enemies of as long as he's been on Genesis. The Elimination Chamber is 2 from Fusion, 2 from NGW, and 2 from Genesis indeed. So Genesis has its representatives now. Fusion, we're going to find out who the first will be tomorrow night, actually. That triple threat United States title match between Percy Simmons, TZ Mass, and Chris Sullivan. Brett Angel, though, right now saying, enough is enough. You know, I think that Brett might actually like having so many enemies, though. I think he thrives on the danger of never truly being safe, always having to watch his back. Mamma mia! Rolling heel kick didn't even fully knock Angel down. Kick to the midsection, going for a choke slam? Complete shot. I was gonna say, Devious, pretty ambitious there. Dragged away from the ropes. Brett Angel gonna show off that power. Deadlift power bomb. The apron, we've seen this before, slingshot senton. Devious did his homework, got out of the way. Face first off the top turnbuckle, and again, one more time, again, another one. Brett Angel on Dream Street. Devious going in for the kill. But Angel, full Nelson slam. Brett gonna try for it again. Springboard completely missed. Maybe just showing off his acrobatics. At least he landed nicely. Face first. Oh, and here goes Matt Devious starting to lose his mind, guys. And when Devious gets like this, he's at his most dangerous, his most brutal, his most conniving. Modified face buster. Snaps the arm over the shoulder. Forearm smash, though. Both men jockeying for the upper hand. Headbutt, counter wrestling is what we're seeing right now with the International Championship on the line. Snapmare driver, a maneuver Angel knows all too well. In his battle, stay the skull cracker, that's the maneuver that Devious has beat Brett Angel twice with. 1, 2, but not tonight. Devious gonna have to try something different, and I think I know what he's going for. Yes, one of the most dangerous moves in wrestling. It's banned in many promotions. This is what he beat Divine with at Death Wish. The Kudo driver, the Vertebreaker. 1, 2, but Angel survives. Devious almost can't believe it, his jaw's dropped. But you best get with it. Brett Angel isn't any normal man. One of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of boots and step into a wrestling ring. Pop-up powerbomb out of nowhere. 1, 2, to retain his title, only a 2 count. Tries for the hand. Devious says, no, 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 no. Punch to the gut. Again, a 3rd time, goes low, knee to the face for his troubles. Ooh, elevator ride. Bret Angel. One last ditch effort. Middle of the ring. The blackest night. 1, 2. But in that black night, Devious sees a light. 2.99999. Angel on top of him though. Like peanut butter on clothesline, calf kick, Devious busted open. Hook to the jaw. Vintage Angel with the Cobra clutch, but Devious halfway through rolls Bret off of him. Smashed into the corner like a bug off a windshield. And now the relentless stomps to the gut, holding onto the rope for leverage as he chokes life out of Angel. Watch the 5 count. Devious like a shutter, steal the championship, no! And Bret almost astonished that Devious would dare to try something like that on him. Scoop slam, corkscrew elbow drop. Shades of Hall of Famer Paul Anderson. Devious running on fumes here. Clocking on empty, but still he pushes through. One more shot! Last call. 1, 2, 3, and Matt Devious is the new international champion. Unbelievable. Matt Devious, the kryptonite to Bret Angel. 3 for 3 as the hero killer claims another victim and is once again a champion. And into our tertiary main event, guys. Bob Luger takes on Xander Slate for the first time ever. And let's not forget what is still to come. George King battles Josh Wolf. No holds barred. Anything goes. And in our main event, the Hell in a Cell returns. The Devil's Domain. The hellish structure will enclose Pat LaFave. He must his Alpha World Championship lest he be stripped and fired against Reese Ortiz and... But first, former brothers, former best friends, now turn bitter rivals. Bob Luger and Xander Slate get a step into the ring to tear each other apart. It all got reignited when Bob Luger returned at the end of last month as Pat LaFave's contingency plan for the regime. One last-ditch effort to try and get back at Cass, because remember, Cass last season fired Bob Luger from Genesis, but immediately we saw old tensions rise between these two. Xander Slate, also a member of Pat LaFave's regime, even though we're now seeing both these guys kind of drift away, much like Kevin Silva, realizing that the regime and Pat LaFave, nothing but a sinking ship. That's why I keep saying the only loyal person still to Pat 100% is Braxton Sutter. But nonetheless, Bob Luger and Xander Slate unable to coexist, so Pat LaFave told them both, out, you're in the hell out of each other. I don't care, because I need you to. I need you to be 100% on the same side as my soldiers in the war against the Rebellion and the Kingdom. But to tell you the truth, I don't think it matters. No matter the outcome here, it could be a double count out. There's never going to be an existence where Bob Luger and Xander Slate can work with each other. Likes to call himself the absolute legend. Xander Slate calls him an absolute loser. The work ethic titan, a former two-time Alpha World Champion. Bob Luger says once he gets done destroying Xander Slate, his eyes are going to be on that international title. Is that still his plan after Matt Devious won the championship? Devious and Luger, loose allies. I don't think Luger really has any friends. I talked about it on Genesis. This whole scheme with him siding with Pat, it's just some sort of ploy for him to get what he wants in the end, whatever that may be at a particular point in time. And here comes the OG Dirty Heel. One of the most decorated superstars in CMV history. Been in CMV since day one. We haven't seen Slate in action in over a month though. What kind of condition is the former international champion in? I'll tell you what kind of condition. The condition to knock some teeth out of Luger's mouth. Xander Slate, I think for the first time in a long time, finds himself alone. Sure, he's still technically in the regime, but that's falling apart day by day. He's no longer got the Click. He's no longer even got Borton. Borton hasn't been seen since the end of last season. Reese Ortiz and him, shaky relationship it is. But when that bell rings, Xander Slate's got one goal and one goal only, and that's to finish Bob Luger once and for all. Both men throw out kicks to the midsection. Xander Slate just gets his off faster, reversed into a Northern Light suplex. Will this match be over in only a matter of seconds? Kick out at one. Punch to... and a kick to the back to boot. Brought back up into a seated position. Another kick. And now a stomp. Right down onto the side of the head. Xander Slate doesn't want to let Bob Luger get going. Both these guys know each other like the back of their hands. As I mentioned before, they were as close as family. The Click was running roughshod on Genesis. They were set to take over everything. And they were set to do it together. Until Bob Luger got jealous, got power hungry, and turned his back on Xander Slate and Randy Borton. Ooh, Xander, elevated flatliner. Wait a minute, guys. Wait! Is that who I think it is? Wait a minute. Is that? It is! It's Randy Borton! Randy Borton! Both Xander Slate and Bob Luger. Can't believe it! Randy Borton put up ringside. The Moo Man, the Milkman, who hasn't been seen since the end of last season. What the hell's he doing out here? You saw both Slate and Luger's reactions. Their jaws were dropped. But who is Borton out here for? That's the question. Slate obviously wasn't expecting him. Luger obviously wasn't expecting him. Randy Borton is out here, but I'm not entirely sure who he's backing. And now we get a full Click reunion. Borton watching from ringside, front row seat. Xander Slate and Bob Luger continue their battle in the ring, trying to refocus on one another. Bob Luger got to watch the count of 5 there as he uses the rope for leverage and choking out Xander Slate in the corner. Now goes for a pin. 1, only a 1 count. I'm not sure, guys. Randy Borton, well, he seems to be cheering on Luger right now as he's in control. But again, this is the last thing I expected. By the absolute legend. He makes me call him that, by the way. He says if I don't, he'll throw away all my Mountain Dew. I just can't risk that. Well, ever since Borton came out here, guys, it's been all Bob Luger. Lateral press from the work ethic Titan. 1. Only a 1 count, though. Borton just continuing to keep his eyes on the action. He's yet to interfere, just cheering on, but I still can't definitively say which guy he's cheering on. Bob Luger just trying to tear Slate's arm to pieces right now. Slate finally gets an opening. Boom! Nice pump handle set up into a kind of Samoan drop. Clothesline. Clothesline again. Ducks Luger's clothesline. Vintage Slate. Tilt the wall single knee backbreaker. Xander's rolling now, and that means Bob. Wait a minute, Borton distracting Xander Slate up on the apron, trying to talk some sense to Xander. Maybe Borton just wants the Clique to get back together. Maybe he's on both men's side. But nonetheless, the distraction going to cost Slate in the end as Bob Luger capitalizes with a wheel kick. Slate is busted open. DDT though. And Slate goes to the corner. The OG dirty heel. Rocket blast. Swinging knee strike. Pops Luger over the shoulders. TKO. And the press up pin. Tippy toes and all. Borton, what's he doing? The milkman. For what might have been a 3 count. Distracting referee Tyson. And now I think it's pretty obvious who Borton's favoring here, but why? Why would Borton turn his back on the man he shared 2 World Tag Team title reigns with? Why would he side with Luger? Clothesline from Slate, who can barely breathe as blood trickles down his face from that cut across his forehead. Luthez press. You see the piss and vinegar, the fire in Slate's eyes. Maybe going for Slate by Slate, but Bob Luger trips him up. And now has him right where he wants him for the Luger landing. As Borton throws in a steel chair, but I don't think... Wait a minute, what? Now Borton's distracting the ref while Luger was going for the pin. And Borton's ejected. Ref Tyson's had enough. Borton's out of here. So there's still a question. Who was Borton out here for? Was it one of these guys or both? He ruined 2 pinfalls for each man. Breaking the eyes though from Slate Fusion. Another Luthez press. Slate's down. Uh-oh, and I know what Luger's going for here. Dirty heel pin. Ref Tyson doesn't see it. 1, 2, but Slate's just as dirty as Luger, if not more dirty. Irish whip into the corner. Elbow to the side of the head, though, from Luger. Tries to go for a scoop slam, punch to the rib. Xander Slate Luthez once more. Cracking Luger open like a brewski. Now up to the second turnbuckle as his face is covered in blood. Oh, Slate! What? What? Sunset flip! Sit out! Powerbomb! I have never seen Slate do that before. That was awesome. Luger busted open 2 at this point. 1, 2, only a 2 count. How in the hell? Slate can't believe it. But now he looks for the finishing touch. Finger trigger. Clean slate. Reversed into an STO. What a counter from Luger. Big old punch right into the Coney Island Cyclone. And that'll do it. 1, 2, no. Slate somehow, some way gets his shoulder off the canvas. Hook to the forearm smash, another one of those boots right to the face, and Luger says, I am done. A second time, Luger landing. No Borton to break up the pin this time. 1, 2, but Slate. My reaction is that of Luger's. How the hell did Slate just kick out? Blood all over his chest now. There's even blood on Luger's knuckles. What a match. First time ever. And it's exceeding my expectations. Stealing the show. Borton has now been ejected to the back. Rake of the eyes again from Slate, who rolls to the outside, luring Luger after him. Luger's gonna play into the trap. Hook to the jaw. Keep in mind, these two superstars have to the count of 20 as Slate now goes back into the ring. Luger's after him. Slate's lying in wait. Irish whip though from the work ethic Titan. He an uppercut squashes him. Stomp to the wrist. And now a mini curb stomp. Another stomp to the elbow. Bob Luger's been working the arms of Xander Slate all match long. I'm not too sure if Luger's possibly setting Slate up for that rolling arm bar that Luger likes to use very sparingly. That's what it seems like. Look at this now. Just disrespect on top of damage with those stomps to the face. Small kick to the back, and Luger just takes some time to mock this CMV universe while taunting Slate. But you give Slate even a second, and he's gonna make you pay for it. An inch, a mile, kick to the midsection. Clothesline, ducks it, does Luger, says, come on! Knee to the face, off the ropes! Weird! Suplex City. German lands Xander right down onto the back of his neck. Luger just drenched in sweat. He's bleeding too, don't forget. Fireman's carried over the head. Xander, pop up Samoan drop. Up to that second turnbuckle again. Xander Slate, patient as Luger gets up to a vertical base. Again goes to a sunset flip, but Luger was ready that time, and a forearm smash right to the face was waiting for him. Xander Slate smacks away the punch attempt, kick to the ribs, Luthez press, targeting that gash, trying to open it wider. It's a bloodbath. Xander Slate limp over Luger's shoulders, dropped on the top rope, right on his sternum. Another kick to the small of the back. Neither man will stay down. Neither man will quit. They're too prideful, too egotistical to allow the other to say that they were beaten. And from the corner again, Xander Slate is looking for the 1%er. Swinging knee, Luger. The FTO! The pin, tippy toes and all. 1, 2, 3, and Xander Slate has done it. What a match. Absolutely amazing, start to finish. 10 out of 10. Xander Slate edging the victory. Even after the interferences from Randy Borton, making it completely unclear who he was siding with. These guys threw their best shots at each other. Both gonna need some serious stitching. The show that is standing here at Exodus. And I say standing very loosely because hardly. About to collapse as soon as he walks into the gorilla position. Wow. Whew. Co-main event time, anything goes. George King battles Josh Wolf, or perhaps on this night, as Fenrir coming out to play once more before main event. 3 men, Hell in a Cell, Alpha World Championship on the line. Pat LaFave defense against Reese Ortiz and Tops Newsom, but Reese Ortiz's tag team partner, the man he shares championship gold with, Josh Wolf, gonna try to get past the King here in this one. It was George King who came to Genesis with an army and the remnants of Unmatched, saying, I don't care about the regime, I don't care about the rebellion, because Genesis is mine now, and I am going to take the throne, taking exact exception to Josh Wolf wanting to cut the head off of this snake, if you will. George King has attacked Wolf on multiple occasions. Wolf has sent attacks against Josh Wolf's men. It really is like a war. Armies maneuvering, battles here and there, sneak attacks on separate occasions. But now it all comes to a head. King, Josh, anything goes. George King says there will be a new era for Genesis, and he will lead it. First, Josh Wolf, then the Alpha World Championship. That's George King's list. Bring the head of the snake to the dinner table. Let his men feast. George King, hailed by many as being a future world champion on Unmatched until the doors closed. But King says, I don't care where I am still destined to be a world champion. Already so young into his career. A former, and if you ask him, still the true NGW champion. One of the longest reigning European champions of all time. An internet champion. But when Josh Wolf is put in positions like this, we've seen time and time and time again that he rises up to the challenge. And usually it's because he brings that old friend with him, Fenrir. Genesis is already in turmoil with a war of its own, but the battle of the brands is on the horizon in 4 weeks' time. It's validation where Fusion, NGW, and Genesis will clash for supremacy. We already know that Elimination Chamber will take place. 2 superstars from Fusion, 2 from NGW, and 2 from Genesis, who we now know will be Chris Andrews and Braxton Sutter. But earlier tonight, we mentioned those other matches that have been announced. The Fusion Tag Team Champions will take on the NGW Tag Team Champions and the World Tag Team Champions from Genesis in a triple threat tornado tag elimination match. The traditional Fusion versus Genesis 8-man elimination tag team match. And the one that I'm most excited for, the Champion of Champions match. The undisputed champion, the NGW champion, and whomever will walk out tonight as Alpha World Champion will clash in a triple threat to remember. But that's in 4 weeks. Tonight at Exodus from MetLife Stadium in Newark, New Jersey. It's time for King and Wolf to clash once and for all. And there are no rules, no countouts, no disqualifications. Both superstars signing a hold harmless agreement. CMV cannot be held responsible for what these two might do to each other. Ooh! Hung up to dry on the top rope there. Josh Wolf sends a kick to the back. George King responds with a clothesline into the corner. Yeah, I don't think Josh Wolf is going to have much luck in trying to overpower George here in this match. I think Wolf is going to find better advantage trying to outmaneuver King, using his unorthodox offense to get the better of his rival, because George King's a bully. He loves just throwing his, what he calls his peasants around. Doesn't see Josh Wolf as being anywhere near his level. In the kingdom of George King, Josh will be reduced to the likes of a farmer. Josh Wolf picked up, but he's waiting for King with an elbow to the midsection. Oh my God! Threw his entire body weight at King with a lie detector, and it hardly even seemed to do anything. Almost an annoyance, a nuisance to King. Tries for a super kick. Woo! King ducked that. Clothesline, Josh Wolf rolling around on the mat like a fish out of water. Free Tyson, you've managed to avoid taking too many bumps tonight. George King tries for the first pin of the match, maybe looking to show mercy to Wolf, like just stay down. Avoid the beating. But Josh Wolf ain't one to just take those licks and not do anything about it. This is a man who had main evented Ascendant 6 in a foreign country against Chris Andrews in a 30-minute no DQ Iron Man match to become the Alpha World Champion. Snaps the arm right over the knees, and George King might be one-armed for the rest of this match. Josh Wolf already saying it's time to go to sleep. Knee to the chest, then a stomp to the back of the leg. Pinfall attempt of his own. Only a one count. Yeah, Andrew Briggs is still King of the Ring, though King of the Ring tournament is coming around soon. Very excited about that. Always love King of the Ring. Josh Wolf tying up the legs. A little bit of a modified sharpshooter. More of a lasso from El Paso. Maybe a clover leaf, if you will. George King, got out of it, but you saw him grab at his lower back. This year, Wolf! Another submission. Maybe he's out to try and force King to tap tonight. The ultimate embarrassment. Triangle choke, and King is trapped in the center of the ring. King of the Ring this year will be a Genesis exclusive tournament. Will George King maybe become an actual king? I feel like he's going to have my head on a pike for saying that. Jawbreaker. George King going for a ride. He says, not about that life. Oh, King! 110th Street Slam. That's what he knocked off Angelo Babos with a couple of nights ago on Genesis while Wolf was watching from ringside. George King just picking Wolf apart limb by limb, hooks the leg, center of the ring, and it's enough! Wow! Hit the 110th Street Slam. A couple of more hits afterwards, but Wolf was already done after the slam. That was just icing on the cake. Wow! George King, guys, dare I say, kind of just ran over Josh Wolf. Out to play all that much after all. George King put his boot to Wolf's throat and said, "Stay down." That is not what I expected. The power of George King cannot be understated. An incredibly impressive showing against an opponent the stature of Josh Wolf. Wow. Wow. Well, hopefully Josh Wolf's tag team partner fares a little bit better up next in our main event. It is time, my fine feathered friends. An amazing pay-per-view, so unforgettable moments. I think that ladder match going to go down as having the most oh my god moments, maybe any match ever in CMV. I mean, Jesus, I had no breath after that was done. So many oh my gods. Oh my god. But perhaps a match that could easily follow it up. The ominous Hell in a Cell returns for the first time while here in CMV. When was the last Hell in a Cell? Actually, let me think. Hell in a Cell. Jeez, I don't know. When was the last Hell in a Cell match? I think it was before. It had to be before Ascendance. There hasn't been a Hell in a Cell match this season yet. I know that for sure. There wasn't one at Ascendance. Was there? There wasn't. Was there? I'm pretty sure there wasn't. Maybe. Was there one? Maybe? I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's how long it's been. It's definitely been a while since we had a Hell in a Cell, for a reason. It's such a destructive structure. You're locked inside, nowhere to go, no escape. The only way for that cell to be raised is when there is a winner declared. So many times a superstar has entered Hell in a Cell and left not the same man. But for the Alpha World Championship, it is a risk that these three are willing to take. After just seeing his tag team partner and friend obliterated by George King, will that have any sort of impact on the psyche of Reese Ortiz, the 4th annual Cyborg Invitational winner, former Trios champion, and currently one half of the World Tag Team Champions? Entering his first Hell in a Cell match. First Hell in a Cell match for both Ortiz and Pat. I can't name any specific tops to some Hell in a Cell match, but I'm sure his years on a match, the battles he had, he was in one or two. And a tweet, guys, from Matt Devious says, "Suffocate in that silence as your false confidence has failed you. Bounce back and hear you, or with your teeth making you choke. My year has begun." Matt Devious, the new international champion after defeating Brett Angel earlier tonight, but here comes the man who has waited far too long to get this shot. Arrived on Genesis winning an 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal to become #1 contender, was supposed to get the title match on that very night, but Pat LaFave eluded him, then did the very same the week after, even had Top Newsome arrested by the Crooked Cops police squad after a backstage brawl with Bob Luger. But there's going to be nowhere to run and nowhere to hide for Pat LaFave tonight. Talked about it on Genesis. If Top Newsome wins this match and becomes Alpha World Champion, he joins Sunshine as the two men to hold both the major titles on Unmatched and one major title on this side of CMV. Sunshine, of course, a 2-time World Champion, and then on Unmatched, a World Champion and Undisputed Global Champion, as was Top Newsome, among a plethora of other accolades. But here he is, the man who had no choice but to show up tonight, lest he be stripped and fired. Everything he's worked so hard, regime would come toppling down. Pat LaFave, who has held that Alpha World Championship since the first episode of Genesis this season, one of the longest reigns, the third longest reign of all time, behind Bob Luger and Chris Andrews. One of the most despised men in CMV history. Not just by the CMV universe, but by the locker room too. And not even just on Genesis. Even chatter on Future. And too, of how much of an asshole Pat LaFave is. But Pat takes pride in being an asshole. He takes pride stepping on the careers of other superstars. Pat isn't even a superstar, for crying out loud. He was the general manager. He abused his power to win that title. That Alpha World Championship has the name of every single prior champion on it. An incredible legacy, and unfortunately forever, Pat's name is going to be etched on it. Tainted, sullied. But maybe the light will finally shine on Genesis again. Reese Ortiz or Top System, honestly, I don't care either one. Just please don't let Pat actually manage to weasel his way to a win here. Well, there we go. The cage lowers and closing these three superstars inside. There is no escape now. Let's get it on. First fall to a finish. This is not elimination. Pin or submission. What? Top System and Pat LaFave working together right out of the gate for a double DDT to Reese Ortiz. That didn't last long, though. Pat LaFave clothesline, chops down Tops. Going for the arm as Ortiz is back to... What the hell? Come on. What's that all about? You know, Reese Ortiz is definitely the dark horse of these three, but it's not a dark horse overall. This is the fourth annual Cyborg Invitational. This is the man who gave Chris Andrews a hell of a fight back at Cause and Effect and a one-on-one match for the Alpha World Championship. Pinfall attempt after the Enzu Lariat, only a 0 count. Enzu Lariat now to Pat. Reese Ortiz is definitely the future of Friday Night Genesis. He is a future world champion. If not tonight, then one day Reese Ortiz will hold that big gold. The only question is, will it be before or after Tops Newsom? Reese Ortiz loving getting his hand out here. Remember, Reese originally was in the regime, but ended up turning on them to side with the rebellion after realizing only in it for himself. You know, Pat originally said, the regime's going to take over. We're going to remake this show. It's going to be great again. I'm not going to be like my wife and be selective and choose sides. But that's exactly what he did it even worse. And that's when Reese Ortiz said, I ain't going to help you do that then. And it was Reese who won Pat LaFave the Alpha World title. A 1v3 handicap match against Josh Wolf. The first Genesis of the season. Reese Ortiz pinned Wolf. It should have been Reese who walked out as Alpha World Champion that night. Ortiz to try and regain his composure on the outside for a moment. Pat LaFave with some serious power. And again, I have to say this, even though I do not like Pat LaFave, and I sincerely hope he loses tonight and finally hits the bricks. Standing moonsault to the man who trained his son, Tim. And we know Tim to be one of the greatest of all time. Pat in his day was the man of professional wrestling, and even still, at his age, you can already see he just hit a moonsault on Tops a few seconds ago. And these power bombs. Pat is honestly still competing at an upper echelon level. CMV's been filled with the young, the old, surprising us with what they can do. Look at Cole Savage, who was a former Alpha World Champion. He's in his goddamn 60s, as is Pat. Ooh, shin breaker. Dragon Scout! Pat LaFave using the cage wall to pick himself back up. Ooh, drop kick. Reese was busy focusing on Newsom. Newsom been used as a punching bag kind of between Pat LaFave and Reese Ortiz so far. Oh! Electric chair face buster. Newsom's got to come up with some kind of response. Uh-oh. The Alpha World Champion bringing out the Chimeraplex. Reese Ortiz back in to break that bridge before Pat can scurry away with the win. Pat going for a powerbomb. Reese Ortiz with the back body drop instead. Never count Newsom out though. Anybody who saw his career on Unmatched knows that that is a fatal mistake. But Reese, summer kick, pin. Oh, just a 2 count. I thought he might have had it. I really did. Tops Newsom to a vertical base. Reese Ortiz completely oblivious. Oh, but Newsom's going for Pat. Back body drops Reese. And now siphoning that power from God knows where. I don't even want to imagine. Clothesline again. Ducks the clothesline, snap, power slam like the bite of a snake. Pat to his feet as Newsom tries to finish off Ortiz. Ortiz maybe going for his cutter. Double clothesline takes out both men, and Tobbs is rolling now. Newsom, there are no disqualifications inside the Hell in a Cell. Rake of the eyes, stomp to the lower back. The puppet, mind control, mind control, mind control. What Ortiz not going down without a fight. Punch to the gut, and again, sets himself free. Kick to the midsection. Drives the knee into the ribs. Pat into the ring. Low blow! No, no, no! God damn you, Pat! And the leg drop! The leg drop! No! 1, 2, 3! Pat LaFave is still Alpha World Champion, you son of a bitch! You son of a gun! The low blow and the leg drop! Pat LaFave actually did it! That snake! God damn it! Reese Ortiz caught off guard by Pat LaFave, who slithered from behind with a low blow, and then his patented leg drop to retain the title. And Pat LaFave is still the Alpha World Champion. Cass LaFave and Dave Turner have to be turning their heads right now. And we're never going to hear the end of this. Wow, guys, what a show. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and watching along with me. Every single match offered something pretty neat. I certainly enjoyed myself. If you're new to the show, make sure you drop a follow so that you know when I go live. You get those cheeky notifications tomorrow, which will be the next time for Fusion. In the Battle of the Brands. I am super pumped. You can find all of our social medias as usual, ! Twitter, ! Discord, and ! Join. We'll give you a link to our website, communityuniverse.4motion.com, if you want to be a part of the show. You are more than welcome to. So I'm going to go die now. Again, bless up. for tuning in. Have a nice rest of your Sunday night. Toodles.